that's such a good sharp Maddy wing. What am I, a geographer? Not geographer, geologist? What's geometry? Geometrist? Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. Let's zoom in and take a look at my earrings. How freaking cute are these moth earrings? They're so iridescent, holographic. I don't know what you call this. These are from a brand called Folksy Love. They were kind enough to send me these earrings, which is like crazy to me. Like literally this is me living my wildest dream. All I ever want to do in life is wear funky makeup and wear funky earrings, and a funky earrings brand wanted to send me some. Like, that is so cool. And these are one of the pairs that I picked out. These are their lunar moth earrings. You can see there's a little moon on top, and then you have this beautiful moth, and you have this beautiful little jewel underneath. I've been very into moths lately. Actually, the hair clip I'm wearing right now is also a moth. Could you call it a butterfly? Maybe, but it's supposed to be a moth. Moths are so cool. I love that moths love the moon because I also love the moon, and I think that's something very cool that the moths and I have in common. But yeah, you guys should definitely check out Folksy Love. This is not sponsored or anything. They just sent me some earrings because they're sweet. And yeah, of course, I'm gonna talk about them because you guys know I love funky earrings. But that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to find out how much moths and I have in common. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in how to euphoriafy your makeup. This is such a like 2013 Tumblr thing of me to do. If you guys live through that era, you know that this means I'm adding this symbol around whatever word I'm saying. Anyways, so obviously it's no secret, Euphoria makeup has been everywhere lately. Donnie Darby. It's Donnie Davy, not Donnie Darby. I'm so sorry. I don't know why my brain said it that way. The creative director of Euphoria makeup is such a creative genius. I love all of the makeup looks that have been on Euphoria this season and last season. I will be honest with you guys, fully transparent, I don't watch the show. I'm sorry. I keep wanting to start it and then I just don't, but I do keep track of every single makeup look that has been on the show, and I've been doing a lot of my own recreations and inspired Euphoria looks on Instagram, so I thought today I would sit down and share with you how I euphoriafy my makeup looks. I think the makeup artists on Euphoria are so good at always keeping it fresh and every episode having very like different looking makeup looks, but I do feel like if we really want to break it down to like a Euphoria makeup formula, you could say that it is rhinestones plus sparkle plus bold liner equals Euphoria makeup. You know, I feel like that's the formula, so that's what I'm gonna be showing you here today. We're gonna be creating a Euphoria makeup look together. I'm also gonna be showing you all of the Euphoria makeup tools that I use because I do feel like there's some good and a lot of like cheap rhinestones and sparkly eyeshadows and different like sparkly liquid shadows and gems that you can use to really amp up your Euphoria makeup looks. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to learn how to euphoriafy your makeup, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. So what I want to start with is definitely the sparkle portion of the look. Sparkle is different from rhinestones. Obviously the rhinestones also give sparkle, but Euphoria doesn't just stick to one form of sparkle. You know, you gotta have a few different sparkle elements. So I've got a few different options of ways I like to euphoriafy my makeup. I don't think anyone's gonna be surprised that I'm pulling out my Danessa Myricks Twin Flames liquid eyeshadows. I know these are a little pricey, but honestly, they're worth every penny. And as I always say, Danessa Myricks does sales all the time, so definitely be on the lookout for her sales. But for my Euphoria looks, I definitely like to reach for something very iridescent. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit less expensive, this one's not that much less expensive, but About Face Beauty, Halsey's makeup brand, makes some cool fractal glitter eye paints. My friend Kate sent me this one. I didn't buy this myself, but this is the price. I know it's cheaper than the Danessa Myricks one, but this also has like some cool flips to it. It's got a little blue-green situation going on. This is the shade Tin Pan Alley, by the way. And then as another more like wet looking option, like something less iridescent but equally as wet looking, I would recommend the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt highlighter in the shade How Many Carats. This just creates a beautiful all over mirrored look. I've recently rediscovered this in my collection. I forgot how much I love this, but yeah, this just makes everything look super wet but without adding color, so you can put it over colored eyeshadow too, so that's really cool. But I know I just gave you like 3 pretty pricey option, so I'm gonna give you the dupe version now, which is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadows. This is the shade Tassel, which is kind of just like an icy white, but you can sheer it out to make it look a little more wet. But honestly, any of the ColourPop Super Shock Shadows are just gonna give you that really wet look to your eyes. So I know a lot of people like the shade Ritz too. That one's more of like a nudie shade, like it's got more of a neutral base, whereas this one's more of an icy white base, but those are all gonna give you that beautiful, wet, very euphoria looking sparkle. So those are all my recommendations for that. So I think I'm gonna do a combination of things today. So I'm gonna start with my Fenty Beauty Kilowatt highlighter in the shade How Many Carats, and I'm gonna use that for my brow bone highlight. Yeah, because it just gives such a nice wet look to the eyes. And yes, I'm just gonna slap that on. As you can see, like I said, doesn't add color or anything. It's just attracting the light. I think it looks so beautiful. I think it's hard to overdo this. Before I got really into wearing colorful eyeshadow, I've had this since 2018. This is one of the oldest makeup products in my collection. But before I got really into like doing the most with my eyeshadow, I used to just put this all over the lid because I felt like that's all I really needed. You know, it just gave me that all over sparkle. It's so pretty. So now that I'm done with I am gonna reach for Danessa Myricks Twin Flames liquid eyeshadow. What can I say? I'm predictable and these are great. So what shade should I use today? I think I'm gonna be using a black eyeliner and of course a ton of rhinestones, so it doesn't really matter what color I use because I don't really need to coordinate. The shade Everlasting is the first ever Danessa Myricks Twin Flames multi-chrome I've ever used, and this one has a really pretty greeny goldiness to it, but there's also some pink in there. Honestly, I think that's gonna match my earrings the best. So we're gonna go with the shade Everlasting. And let me show you how I like to apply these liquid shadows. So I kind of just like pop it in the middle here, taking it up to cover the whole lid, but not bringing it up all the way because I already have my Fenty highlighter there. I like using the brush here. I did scrape off most of the brush on the side of the tube. I will say you don't want to go in with too much product because then it can get a little bit crunchy. And once I feel like I have a sufficient amount of product, then I'll go in with the clean finger and kind of just like tap it out to make it look less brushed on and more just like sporadic, fluffy, effortless, you know? And once I'm going on with my finger, then I will bring just a little bit of the excess up to the brow bone just to make everything look very uniform, you know? And I'll bring a little bit into the inner corner, but it's not gonna be as much as is on the lid. And that Fenty highlight you can see is still very much shining through. What I love about the Danessa Myricks Twin Flames liquid eyeshadows is that you do have some work time. Like I wouldn't apply the shadow to both and then go back and start blending out. I would definitely work one eye at a time because you give yourself more work time that way, and they will eventually dry down. But I'd say after applying, you probably have like a good minute before it really dries down, which is more than I can say for other liquid eyeshadows that I've used. So that's why I really prefer this liquid eyeshadow. You have a pretty good amount of time with the About Face one too. I'll use that in another video, I promise. I do really like that one too. But this shade is just so cool. It's so weird. It's looking very like neutral on camera, like it's kind of just looking like shiny, like maybe a little bit of champagne, but in my mirror it looks like green. Can you see that? Can you see that hint of green? Yeah, I think you can see it in the mirror. It's so cool. I love the flip to these. Okay, so next up we're gonna move on to eyeliner, and I feel like my greatest liner inspo from Euphoria is definitely Maddy. Oh my gosh, Alexa Demi's makeup on this show. So freaking good. Those wings, the sharpest wing. So in true Euphoria fashion, we're gonna go for an extra sharp wing. And I am probably showing you pictures on the screen, but I'm trying not to look at any inspo pictures right now because I'm not doing a recreation for you. I'm showing you how to euphoriafy your own makeup style, you know? So I'm definitely gonna infuse a little bit of my makeup style in with the Euphoria style. If it ends up being a subconscious recreation, then I guess we'll see that. But my vision right now is I wanna do that iconic double wing that's been very popular this season, but I wanna do it more in like my graphic way where I do a really sharp wing and like the classic wing spot, but then I do like my graphic style where like I bring it up here and then bring it down to meet the other wing. Maybe we'll even do a triple wing. I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just get into it. I'm using my Glisten Cosmetics Coke Float Split Liner. You can use code Giovanna to save 20% off Glisten Cosmetics. That is an affiliate code, but it does save you 20% off, and I freaking love these liners. So I'm also using a Glisten Cosmetics G4 liner brush. This will give you the sharpest wings on earth, which for Euphoria, we definitely need that. So let's go in and start with, like I said, I'm gonna go in the basic winged liner spot here, and I'm gonna bring it up a little bit because I'm keeping in mind that I am going to be doing a double wing, so I don't wanna go too far out this way. I definitely wanna bring it up a little bit so that it's easier for me to meet that other double wing with it. Also, it's usually better, I don't know if I followed this advice today, but it's usually better not to go too far out with the wing to start with. That way you can always go in and make it longer. But yeah, I'm still gonna make it longer, so. Also, I did take it a little bit closer to the lower lash line here. You can see like it almost looks like the wing should be starting here. That's because after I'm gonna go in and smoke out the lower lash line, I'm gonna add a little bit of black waterline liner, maybe a little bit of black eyeshadow. So that is why I started it a little bit further out rather than starting it like right at the tear duct. Also keep in mind, if you're trying to fix your liner, you can always just dip your brush in more water rather than add more product. This is gonna prevent the product from getting crusty, crunchy, although I will say Glisten Cosmetics is a really, really good formula. It doesn't get crunchy. You have to do like 4 layers for it to get crunchy. Oh, that's such a good sharp Maddy wing. Very Maddy-esque wing, love it. And if you have hooded eyes like me, make sure you check in with yourself every once in a while and look straight forward so you can see what the wing's actually gonna look like. I'm gonna fix my little fold area right now. Now we're gonna attempt my little double wing here. I haven't done this before. I haven't practiced. I have a vision in my head. I haven't drawn it out. This is the Sagittarius moon in me that just likes to have an idea and go for it. And if it doesn't work out, whatever, okay, better luck next time. That's my philosophy with makeup. Makeup is supposed to be fun. I don't like to put too much pressure on myself to be like, oh, have it be perfect. You know, if my eyes don't match, whatever. If my liner is not perfect, whatever. I don't really care. If I had fun doing it, that's all that really matters to me. So like I said, the idea is that I'm gonna do a little like, woo, and then bring it down. So let's see if that can happen. Make sure if you have hooded eyes like me, you look forward so you can go over the crease. Also perfectly fine to take a break in the middle to collect your thoughts. Yeah! Okay, we got our basic outline. You can see the product kind of like faded out a little bit at the end there. That's okay. Sometimes I do like to go in with just like my structure liner shape so I don't put as much product on the brush, and that way I can go in with my second layer and clean it up. Just dipped in with a little bit more water, not more product. Another thing I want to mention, because it's a question I get asked a lot, is what to do if you have shaky hands. Like, because people say like, oh, my hands are shaky, I don't know how you get your lines to be so crisp. I have had a few cups of coffee this morning and not enough water. Haven't had anything to eat yet. I do not recommend doing this. This is just kind of how my schedule worked out today. But the way I like to steady myself is, do you see my hand? My hand is pressed firmly against my cheek here, and I'm also crouched over and my elbow is resting on my knee. So that would be my recommendation to you. Definitely lean on your face, you know? If you need to do your base makeup second so that you don't disturb the makeup, definitely do that. I got foundation all over my hand. That's probably the method I should have chosen today, but whatever. But yeah, that's how I keep my hand steady. Now I'm just going on to the other wing and making sure that's nice and sharp and lined up. Ugh, what am I, a geographer? Not geographer, geologist? What's geometry? Geometrist? Is that even a word? I don't know. All this to say, my lines are very parallel, and I feel like my 9th grade geometry teacher, Miss Kirkman, would be very impressed with me right now. Another very Maddy-esque thing I want to do to this liner is to just slightly bring it closer to the inner corner. You know, typically I start my liner like a little bit above the inner corner, but I want to bring it all the way down. Not trying to change the shape of my eye shape at all. I'm just bringing it all the way to the inner corner rather than starting a little bit higher. And I also feel like that made it look even more parallel to this line up here, because now you can see these two lines are a little more parallel to each other. So I just feel like that really takes it to the next level. Okay, so before I do my rhinestones, let me just do the other eye real quick. All right, so both eyes are done. I got some mascara on. I might add a fake lash later. We'll see. I don't know. Let's get to the gems though. And the gems I'm gonna be using today are these gems that I got from Amazon. I don't know the brand name or anything. I will have all the info down below though, because this comes in 12 different gem sizes. You got really big thick ones up here to the tiniest size down here. And what I love about it is they all have their own little compartment here, so it's nice and organized. But yeah, I got these gems for like $8.99 on Amazon, which is amazing. They did come with a really long skinny pair of tweezers, although I keep meaning to go back and get one of those gem tools that you can use to just very easily pick up a pair of gems. But today I'm gonna be putting them on with tweezers. And another option, if you're not into like this type of gems and you wanna just, you know, maybe dip your toes, not have so many options, is ColourPop also makes face gems for not that much money. I have these pearls, which they did very kindly send to me. I had never seen pearl face gems before. I think these are so cool, and see, they also give you a bunch of different options, and these ones are just stuck to a little sheet here. What's nice about these ones is that they do already have a little bit of stick to them. I usually put lash glue on them anyways to make them extra sticky, but if you wanted to skip that step, these ones already have a good amount of stick to them, and you can reuse them as long as you just put them back on the sheet afterwards. And if you want a third option, you can also go to Michael's or AC Moore or whatever craft store you live near and go to the scrapbooking section, and they usually have rhinestones like this. They're usually on more of a sticker sheet like the ColourPop ones, although my Michael's has been out of stock for so long, and I think it's because of Euphoria, so that's a bummer. But if your Michael's has face gems in stock, definitely check those out because those are really cheap too. So those are my face gem recommendations for you. Now let's stick some to my eyes. Like I said, I do use lash glue to get these to stick. I just use the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. I use the one with aloe because it's good for my sensitive eyes. I do really like that this one has a brush though, because you can get a little more precise with your little glue dollops. So I want to do a bunch of face gems today. I think I want to do that signature Euphoria face gems between the double wings. So I'm going to put a couple of dots there. I do like to let the glue sit for just like honestly, like, yeah, like a full minute before I go in and put them on, because I feel like the tackier the glue is, the better they stick. If you go in when the glue is too wet, then the gems can tend to just like get like too much glue on them, and then when you go to remove your tweezers, it gets stuck to the tweezers. It's just a whole thing. You want to give them a little bit of time to dry, and I'm gonna go in with the smallest size gems since I put the dots between the wing here. I don't want them to be too big. I don't want them to cover the wings at all. I just want them to sparkle betwixt my wings. And I'm just gonna drop one on the back of my hand here. Like I said, they make tools that are so much easier to do this with than tweezers, but I only have tweezers right now, so I'm just gonna go in and attach it to the glue. I might see a little bit of glue around the edges, but honestly it dries clear, so I don't care. So I am going to just pop it, make sure it's secure with my finger, and then leave that to be. Going in with my third gem. Did I drop it? Dang it. Keep dropping them. Nice. That only took me 1,000 years, but all three gems are secured. Let me zoom in. Can you even see them? They're so tiny, but they're so impactful. I am, of course, going to do even more gems, but I feel like you could stop here, and that's a fun thing to do, because I know sometimes we see these Euphoria makeup looks and there's so many gems, and you might be like, oh, I don't have time for that. That's gonna be too much, so you don't try gems at all. But honestly, sometimes even just a couple gems makes a real impact. And another easy thing I wanna show you that I think can be super impactful, this is like how I got into gemstones in my makeup, is just doing a little inner corner gemstone. So I'm gonna put my little dot there. But I am gonna reach for a larger size. I think I'm gonna reach for the number 9 here. It's still pretty small. You'll see when I pick it up. It's still pretty small, but definitely bigger than the ones between my wings. So now I'm going to pop this gemstone here and see if I get a little glue on it. I can move it down a little bit, so if you don't get the glue in the perfect spot, don't worry about that. See, I scooted it down a little bit. Sometimes I won't use my finger, I'll just use the back of the tweezers to press it in. And see, I feel like that is also so impactful. Like if you just want to do one gemstone, just do your little inner corner gemstone, and it just gives that extra sparkly highlight when the sun hits it. I already had an inner corner highlight from the Fenty highlighter, but now I have an inner corner highlight with my rhinestones too. Oh, so cute. Okay, so I've decided to do a couple more gems. We're euphorifying the makeup. We have to go all out. So okay, what I'm gonna do is, you probably can't see them, but I put 3 little dots of glue like up here because I kind of want to mirror these 3 little dots and kind of balance it out a little bit. I feel like we need something in the middle to like pop that brow bone highlight. But so I'm gonna do 2 smallest gems. This is the smallest size, and I'm gonna do those on the outer parts and then one larger one in the middle. Now I say larger, not not large, it's not gonna be huge, it's gonna be like one size up, but I do want a little bit of balancing to happen there. So here's my bigger one in the middle. Pressing it in. Cool. Okay, now going in with my tinier gems. All right, I love the way that looks. I think it's super cute. So let me go ahead and repeat the same steps with the gems on the other eye real quick. All right, here we have it. I got all my gemstones on. I also added a half lash. These are Estate makeup lashes in the style Boozy Brunch. I did cut them in half because I feel like that's another Euphoria thing where you can tell they have a little bit of a false lash going on, but the false lashes they do put on them seem to be very natural looking. Typically, they either look like they used individuals or maybe a half lash. I'm not great at individuals yet. I gotta practice with those more because I feel like the individuals look so good when executed well, but I did just go in with the half lash today to give me just more of like a fluttery, very like lifted cat eye look that I feel like Maddy has so often. But yeah, you guys, let me zoom you out so you can see the full impact of the look. I love the way this turned out. I know I didn't focus on the face makeup a lot. I'm still trying to figure out the face makeup with Euphoria. I was looking at a lot of pictures last night and I feel like certain characters, like Maddy, typically looks a little bit more sculpted, but then with other characters, it seems like sometimes they just have blush on with a bit of a skin tint. Like the base makeup does not appear to be as important as the eye makeup on Euphoria. I feel like eyes and then like the lips, like they always tend to have either a very bold lip or like a glossy lip or a very like contoured lip. Like I feel like Maddy always has like the very like contoured taupe nude lip, which is not really my jam, which is why I kind of like made this look my own. For my lip, I am wearing the ColourPop Luxe Lip Oil in the shade Hay with 3 Ys. I love that this is just like a bit of a mauve-y lip, but the tint is very subtle, so it gives you like a hint of mauve tying in with my little mauve-y blush that I'm wearing today. And I feel like the glossy lip, just like, you know, I'm balancing out the look here. You know, that's something I did notice about Maddy's looks, is that if she's wearing like a bold wing like this, she usually keeps the lip a little more neutral so that it's not like bold competing with bold. I mean, I sometimes love a bold lip and a bold wing, but I like the idea of like balancing it out a little bit, and I feel like this lip oil does that for me. But yeah, let me know what you think of the Euphoriafication of my graphic liner look here today. Euphoria makeup is just so fun, you guys. I feel like I said, the formula is really just like sparkle plus bold liner plus rhinestones, and I feel like you got it. Sometimes bold colors. I really like this look that they did on Kat in the first episode with the green and the blue eyeshadow. You guys know I love green and blue eyeshadow, so that was very satisfying to me. I'd love to do another Euphoria video where I go for something a little bit more colorful but also rhinestoney and bold, so let me know if you like this type of video. Do you guys watch Euphoria? Do you like Euphoria makeup? Are you like me and you're just a poser who just likes to recreate the makeup but doesn't even watch the show? I don't care, no judgment over here. Please don't judge me. I hope you liked this video. I love creating cool, funky makeup looks with you guys. I think this was so much fun. I'd love to do more videos where I just like break down my inspiration for eye looks. I did a poll on my Instagram stories yesterday where I asked you guys like what kind of videos you want to see from me, because I feel like I'm in a little bit of a creative YouTube block, and a lot of you said you just want to see like the creative process of creating like graphic liner and funky eye looks. So that made me really excited because that's all I ever really want to do. So look out for more videos like this. If you have any other video recommendations for me, please let me know. My jewelry collection video will be coming later this week. I know I keep teasing it, but it's coming for you. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Can you tell I'm looking at my eyes in the viewfinder? I love this look. Check out my description box for all of the makeup on my face today. Also all of the Euphoria products I recommended. So like my rhinestones, my brushes, my liquid eyeshadows, all of the stuff I recommended, I will link down below for you to check out. Also in my description box, I will have a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources to support the Asian American community, and resources to support the LGBTQ+ community. I will also have a link down there of resources which you can donate and support Ukraine. So please check that out if you have the time. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!